Alright, folks. We were recovered from last night, correct? Well, hoping you have. I have. I did not know what I feel yesterday. I was inside the house. Obviously, had work just before the game. Couldn't reschedule the shift, unfortunately. So I couldn't be there on the final day. Fuck me. But we're in the Champions League and we've lost a game to get there. Last night, well, yesterday afternoon, it was so fucking confusing. I mean, I was a few pints down, to be fair, through the night. Did not know how to feel, whether we were supposed to be shouting to the streets, we're in the fucking Champions League, or whether or not I was meant to be like, oh well, shit, we've lost to fucking Everton, a horrible side in the Premier League this season. I say horrible side, 13th. It's mediocre, right? Probably good for them, to be honest. But more than that incident is just a show. I think it's more important to our season that we acknowledge that loss, that we still got in the Champions League. If we won that, we'd still have people saying, oh, you scraped in. You're lucky you had Everton. Like, if we won that fixture and got 69 points and guaranteed it, regardless of what happened at Villa, they'd still say we scraped by. So, holy fucking shit. Plenty fucking wind. The sea's actually almost touching the fucking footpath here, actually. I'm just... Genuinely, the sea's quite close to today. Maybe about a minute an hour, so it was not... It's windy the fucking day, so this is going to be some cool shit. Oh fuck me. Might now be in a might now have my hood up as the fucking wind slows down a ton. You gotta love fucking fortune there, eh? But yeah, as I said, regardless of the result yesterday, the fact that we're in the Champions League is ultimately the biggest thing. And what a fucking season, man. What a season. I'm sorry, but winning the Carabao Cup was not on people's radar. There's some people walking by. Carabao Cup was not on people's radar. We looked at that transfer window in the summer. We thought, or at least a lot of us thought, this is a survival season. This is clearly a season less about, oh, can we do something? Can we achieve this? It was, can we get Europa? Can we get into the Champions League? Can we get Europa? Can we get Europe? Right? After the season we had, and knowing we would have to go again with less players, fucking hell, why does the wind pick up whenever I put this fucking hood down? It was all a question of, can we get to this next level with the few players we had? And Eddie Howe said, yes we can. Also, here you go, here's a fucking trophy for the first time in 70 years. For the first time in 70 years we won a domestic trophy, and it's with one of the weakest amounts of squad depth we could have had. We have a starting 11 and like 3 or 4 players on the bench who can make a difference. Miley and Trippier, he made a difference. Miley's made a difference at times. Trippier's made a difference at times. Willock, and fucking hell, Barnes has made such an impact. If you think about it this season, how many points were saved by Barnes? How many points did we get because of Barnes? Assist to get us winning just before the Carabao Cup as well. The man's done a fucking hero's job from the bench this season. So, no getting rid of him in the summer. There's been rumours saying, oh, we'll get rid of him, we'll sell him, and we'll replace him with someone else. That's fucking heinous. The man does not deserve to be sold on. He is being a fucking soldier this season, and he's so promising when we need him. I'm so excited for next season. I'm so excited for the transfer window. Fuck more people, one second. Alright, so I just had to pass people and don't want to be shouting at my phone right next to people. Don't want to be rude. This window's exciting, man, because I've just been on Twitter before I came out on a nice walk around Almath. Fucking, if you're from the northeast, which probably you are, take a train at Almath. Fucking lovely walk right alongside it. Absolutely stunning. Would recommend, as I say. Lovely seaside town. Lovely walk. Not sponsored by a fucking town, mind, but like, you know what I mean. It's a fucking lovely place to go for a walk. I'm so fucking excited. Twitter of the day. We've heard Liam Delap is in Newcastle today. Liam Delap has came to Newcastle to talk with Eddie Howe. Obviously, he's been to Everton. He's been to Liverpool to speak with Everton. Switching hands again because he's been to Everton. He's going to Stamford Bridge and he's going to Old Trafford to talk terms with managers and find out which product is most appealing to him. I'd say we have a very good fucking pitch. Oh yeah, you can be behind one of the best strikers in the world. You don't have to feel the pressure at the start of your career. You're still young. Few years understudy as Isaac. You can get time on the wing occasionally because you can play there as well. Right. You're amazing depth. We're in the Champions League. We've got a striker who, let's be honest, is fit. When he's fit, he is one of the best in the world. If not the best in the world in his position with Isaac. When he is fit, he is one of the best on this planet. But it's keeping him fit. If he isn't fit, we have no backup. And he'll probably have looked at our games, seen us pulling on Callum Wilson and having nothing. Having nothing with Callum Wilson on this season. That's not a jab at Wilson. Love what he's done for the club. Those years of 49 goals, very important goals. Love the man for it. Again, we need improvements on that bench, and striker is one of those spots where we can't afford to keep our current quality. We need an improvement, and yes, Azula's there. I think Azula as a striker has been dropped. Call me crazy, but I don't think Azula's going to be the future of Newcastle strikers. I don't. I think he's going to be a future right winger. I think he'll replace Murphy when Murphy's too old to carry on his position. I think he'll be like the new squad. He'll be one of the squad right wingers next season who can occasionally play striker if need be. I think I think it'll be perfect for him. I might be crazy. I think it'll be perfect for him. I'd love to see him play there. Hold my hand up if that's a bit insane. I think it might be, but I'm holding my thoughts on that. But like this window, and Bremer's going to Old Trafford is what they're saying. He's a right winger. They don't play wingers. I don't understand that. Maybe there's a plan there. There's probably a plan there from Amorim. Who knows, right? But we need to act fast here. I personally think we should be going 50, right? Like on everything. Go for the 30 million goalkeeper in Spain, Garcia, and then have a look in at Trafford, see if Trafford's an option. It's Garcia or Trafford. It has to be Garcia or Trafford. I'd be excited for either one of them. Either one of them, I'd be like, Howe, that's fucking lovely. We've sealed a good one. Both of them are world class, and both of them are very young. Goalkeeper, our two main options that we're looking at, we need one of them. Garcia's wanted by everyone, right? Joe and Garcia, wanted by everyone. Trafford, a little bit more niche, but he also helps, like, he's also English, which helps our squad, like our squad for the Champions League and for Europe in general, because you need some people from your same country. like, it's important to have a lot of your own country in the squad. Obviously, everyone knows this. It will be such a good window if we get this right off the start. If we kick this off before everyone goes away to the Club World Cups and international breaks and all this, if we can get the business done and get it moved on, we're fucking perfect. Right, we're fucking sitting pretty, loving life, and we can work on it in the pre-season. No qualifying games to my knowledge for the Champions League. I don't think that's how top 5 works with the coefficient. I'm like 90% sure. It's just straight in. If I'm wrong, tell me in the comments. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's no qualifying round. I think it is just straight into the Champions League. I'm 90% sure that's how it works now. As I say, the coefficient, it's a bit iffy because I didn't research it last year when England didn't get it. I didn't give a shit. If England didn't get it, I didn't give 2 shits what the fuck is going on, because I didn't think we'd get it. I thought we'd fucking stink out Europe this season. May weigh you wrong, I guess. We've got Champions League though. We have done the hardest thing this season to get players on board with the project. We've gotten to this elite level of football. We've won a cup, which is like the groundwork, which meant that even if we got Europa League, we say, hey, we got Europe and we've won a trophy, right? And we would have got, say we got Europa, it wouldn't be like, oh yeah, you only got Europa because you won the trophy. No, that's if we got Conference League. If we got Conference League, it's like, yeah, you got Conference League because you won the trophy. Like Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace aren't going to be able to go up to a target and say, hey, we got a trophy and we got Europe. Because anyone would go, well, you were 12th in the league. 12th. Someone would say to us, oh, you's only got 5th place. That's not usually Champions League, but this season it was. And obviously strategy goes into that. Choosing to say, oh, let's keep Isak off and let's go a bit more defensive because they know they have a spot to fall back on. There was definitely some knowledge going on by Howe that, hey, we have another place to fall back on. There's some safety, and that's definitely went into the plan yesterday. And I think the pressure got to the lads. I really do, because look at who was performing the best, had no pressure on them, and look who was performing the worst, had the world of pressure on them. Right? Botman seemed to be fucking brilliant while he was on. I don't know if everyone else thought that. I thought he was fucking brilliant when he was on. Gordon was fucking awful. Right? But he was fucking awful. I don't want to see the lad with this fucking ego next season. I want that lad to have no fucking ego and just play like he's got the badge on his fucking chest. Right? Barnes, I think he was good when he moved to the left. I think he just doesn't suit the right. And he proved more why we need a right winger. Murphy doesn't look good as a wing back, but he didn't get a chance to play in right wing where he can get his good crosses in, get into good spaces. He just couldn't get that. Having to try and think defensively whilst being an attack-minded player. I don't care how bad our plan was yesterday. We've shown crucial flaws in our players in terms of what we need in the market this season. If anyone watched that game and didn't go, you need a faster centre back and you need a right winger, I think you were fucking watching a different game. But oh my days, to watch that game yesterday and be in fucking panic mode. I was sat watching it with my grandfather and my father, who supports Everton, mind, so it was a little bit of just like, He was perfectly fine. He just was watching his team play with nothing to play for. But sorry, just cyclists, don't worry. But as I say, like when it comes down to it, and you're looking at like the actual state of what we went through yesterday, I was in fucking panic mode because half-time 0-0. We were honestly, we looked like all we wanted to do was just hold onto the ball and do nothing with it. And again, it looked like we had no pace when having to track back and defend from a break because Beto and whatever his name is, Indy, I'd have to ask my father for that one. But I'd have to ask one of them how you pronounce it. The cow walking up. Oh, right there. Yeah, right there, Pet. You never look happy with us. Yeah, there's just there's a fuck ton of cows here. Not like the ones in Chilwell, but they are very fucking curious. Just scared the shit out of a cow. Oh, but oh well. Very off topic here. That I've just taken a minute to just appreciate the cows. Oh, but cows. But as I was saying about like last night, the fucking experience, that was classic fucking Newcastle if you ask me. That experience of holy shit, we're losing versus Everton. We're losing versus a team we should be battering 4-0 if we came out with the right approach, if we came out in the right fucking fettle. No panic, nothing. If this was mid-season, while we were on a roll, that would be 4-5-0. Right? If it was against their players. This kid's got a fucking battle stance on us. Okay. And a pole up its ass. Cows. If that was mid-season, we were better than 5-0. But the occasion of and the stakes were so high that we started losing, and I panicked so hard because we were losing 1-0 in the most important game of the season, bar the cup final. Bar the cup final, the most important game of the season, losing 1-0. With like just under 30 minutes to go. That was fucking terrifying. But I then went ahead and I did what you should never do in that position. And I pulled out the fucking score lines around the grounds. I pulled out the scores from all the other fucking games. I looked at what was going on and I saw Emi Martinez had a fucking red card and Manchester United were on the attack. And it went from praying for Newcastle to score a goal to praying for Manchester United, the team that, if I'm gonna be fully honest, I can't fucking stand them. I had to go, away Man United, score a fucking goal, and we get saved by a fucking ex-Mackham player. The fucking game was written in the stars. Everton were weakened. They had 3 of their back 4 gone. Newcastle would lose. That was written in the fucking stars. And then a fucking Mackham comes along and slots us into the fucking Champions League. Is there a more fucking Geordie way to get about getting in the Champions League? I would like to fucking find someone who can find that game. Just say the wind's fucking horrendous. The day, and it's pushing my hood away now. Absolutely fucking heinous wind. Yeah, absolutely fucking heinous wind today, like, but I can't give a shit. Right, I'm not going to be driving because, to be honest, I started drinking out of pure joy of what the fuck I just experienced. Because the amount of ups and downs last fucking night, yesterday afternoon, was so fucking heavy. I couldn't believe what the fuck was going on. It was going up and down, my fucking emotions were all over the place. Right, I think half of Newcastle was in the same fucking boat. We didn't know what the fuck to think. Well, we'd be happy we're in the Champions League, but we'd be fucking pissed off that we had to do it through giving half of a heart attack. In the end, I don't think it matters, right? We got there by the skin of our teeth. We got there, we barely scraped by, but we're there. We have 100 million to spend, at the very least, for Champions League. We have no PSR problems going into this. Everyone's going about, oh, Eddie Howe said there's PSR problems. That'll be all a security ploy. That'll be all to stop people going, hey, why not 50? 40 million? No, how about 50? How about, like, we'll give you preferential treatment. We give you better, like, add-ons. Extra 10 million, right? They're gonna go, oh, well, no, PSR problems, we'll get what we can get, right? So obviously, it's a bit of a mixed bag, but it allows you to play better off of your opponents in the transfer market than having to play in front of them. You never want to be in front in a negotiation. You never want to be the guy who has all the tools, but all the desperation, right? You need to pull in and say, put your slightly better off offer. Not much, slightly better off, because that's all we can do, right? Because then they're not going to try and scam you, and you scare off your opposition as well. It's a win-win. But Champions League, it's going to be fucking horrendous for my mental health, because I'm going to be fucking petrified. But bring on the extra potential 100 million from that, plus like the growth it puts to your market cap, the growth it puts on how much your sponsors can pay you. There's not just everyone talking about the match day revenue, everyone talking about the fucking TV rights and that. It's the fucking value of being a Champions League team, especially from England. I can't wait to see if this actually can propel us to the next level, because I don't think people have put it into consideration. This will grant us the next level of football. This will grant us that level of football where we're on par with the elite, where it's like, oh yeah, they're the one who plays in the Champions League. They're the one with like who gets like noticed in the Premier League. They're who I want to go to. That's what the other clubs have been for the last few years, and that's what we are going to be if we can actually make good use of this Champions League run, get a Europa League, get a Conference League next year, while still having Europe, get continuous Europe. Now, everyone's already talking about Newcastle. Now it's just about competing for Champions League season after season, or at least getting Europe season after season. So we have the extra revenue, we have the extra exposure, and we can propel ourselves international compared to what we are now. We are international thanks to the old days of the Prem, but we need to push ourselves into that we're the future brand. And this, last night will fucking do that for us. However, that fucking ref for the dumbest fucking disallowed goal I think I've ever seen. You saved with fucking skin there. And the future of this club looks fucking bright. I am so fucking happy. And I am still slightly fucking drunk. However, lads, have a good one. And what shall be my advice for the day? Have a protein-rich tea. How about that? Yeah. Have a protein-rich tea tonight. Have a good one.